So it is quite apparent that 2026 is coming in on full bullshit. Sorry, I'm not supposed to be cursing. My bad. But we can be honest. There's so much stuff to catch up with and to talk about. But there's one thing in particular that I want to have a quick discussion about that I find to be very, very important. And it's about this young woman that was murdered by ICE agents, or an ICE agent, if you will. And the unpacking of that. I actually just saw a clip of Jasmine Crockett having a conversation. I may insert that clip here.
It is so hard to sit here sometimes because I didn't come to Congress to write laws or to do things that are hurting people. I'm just asking if there's any decency or heart or courage on that side of the aisle. The fact that a woman was killed, she was shot in her head, and y'all are pretending like nothing happened. I remember when Charlie Kirk got killed. Do you remember what our response was? Our response wasn't to sit there and pretend like it was okay. Is it okay because you have a badge? Because the last time I checked, allegedly no one is above the law. Can y'all not just have a little bit of courage and humanity? A child. A child has lost her mom. And y'all want to pretend that it is okay. I am asking if there is anyone that will stand for the very people that elected us and sent us to Congress. You tell us things like, well, the immigrants are bad. And so we got to get all these bills because the immigrants are the ones that are causing the harm. They're bringing the crime. The mayor of Minneapolis told y'all to get the fuck out. Yet y'all are the ones, it is this administration that is bringing crime to their streets. That's what's happening.
It's the third incident where somebody has dropped an F-bomb in this committee, including the video.
I'm sorry.
Including the video that we had to watch earlier.
Are your princess ears okay?
Is it profanity?
The princess ears
House of Representatives.
The committee.
You are about the fact that a woman
Are you
The House of Representatives.
The gentlelady.
Are we offending your princess ears? Are they that soft?
All members will.
Well, maybe some of the
suspend.
kids out
Or I
there.
might stick it at the end because there's a message that I feel like is so important for me to just touch on before I go into any other of the other stuff. You know I'm going to talk about Doechii, Aiden, and Glasses Malone. I'm coming for all of that. But this one in particular, people like us, please stay your ass in the house. Stay in the house, right? Because at the unpacking of this young woman that was killed, there's also the realization that there was somebody else that was killed. Keith Edwards, I believe is his name, or Powers. I'll insert a picture of him, and nobody's talking about it. And this is not a conversation intended to be the one-up or anything like that, but it's the importance of watching this dynamic unfold before us, right? And one of the things that was very important upon the election and the realization of everybody turning their backs on the black lady, right? We made a very conscious decision to stay out of the way. And in the spirit of wondering if that was the right thing, there was something that came to me that I feel like is important. So we're going to get a tad bit churchy, but I'm going to talk to you the way I talk to God for real, like the way I feel like God talks back to me. So hear me out. There's two things that came to mind. It was a story that I heard once upon a time, and I found out that the story is rooted in, I want to say, Matthew 18. Matthew 18 Matthew 18 verses 30 something. I want to say like 30 to 35, but in short, it's about the king and the servant. And the long story short of it is that the king had a servant, and the servant owed him about 10,000 bags of gold or something like that. And in him begging for forgiveness or for more time to have this stuff paid off, the king gave the servant the option to just forgave the debt. He's like, yo, it's not a big deal. And Jesus is telling this story. And he's telling us to remember to be like this this king, and remember this story because this is how we will be judged, right? Bro said, the king tells the servant, yo, you good, don't worry about it, I don't gotta pay you. You don't gotta pay me back. The servant get out of the way, he's grateful, he's excited, he's happy, and what the servant do? The servant runs down on another servant that owed him like a couple bags of silver. And when the word got back to the king that this servant that he forgave went back and was bullying other people for money that they owed him, the king snatched him up and threw him in jail. He's like, yo, there's no way. If I give you mercy, how do you not have the capacity? How do you not have the capacity to give that mercy back to anybody else? How do you not have the ability to pay it forward? And Jesus said that this is how my Father will judge you. My favorite prayer is Psalm 91. I'm going to insert a clip of Psalm 91, but there's one part in particular that's for Psalm 91 stands out in this moment. And it says, 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. And one of the hardest things about this protection prayer, or this realization that you are protected, is the realization that you are going to see people fall alongside you. It's really hard to be in this position right here and right now. And you know, people of color, you know why we're able to sit around and be resistant in this space of overreacting? Because white people for the first time are experiencing the system of racism. They are experiencing over-policing, poor economic opportunities, and the deconstruction of education for the first time. And they've been doing this to us for a really, really long time. And we have the grit or the capacity. And even after all of that, it was a Black woman that said, this man is gonna hurt you, let me help you. And they turned away. This is not the positive feelings of vindication. This is the other side of it, where you look at it and say, like, this is an expensive debt that folks have to pay. Because in the middle of all of this, you still have people like Elon Musk sharing white supremacy tweets that suggest that if we had the opportunity to be powerful, that we would treat them the way they have treated us while they are actively hurting each other. He's still trying to make us the bad people while he is actively en route to becoming a trillionaire. Because him having all of the means in the world is not enough. Because underneath the fortune and the popularity is still a lane. So what I'm saying is, this is gonna be an uncomfortable ride. Please, if you have the 10%, if the Lord only asks for 10% in tithes and offerings in church, if you have something that you can help your neighbor with, because we're gonna need more than camaraderie, we will need community after this. And the worst part is that I have no guarantees or no sense of certainty that after this moment that people are going to vote with the better interest of other people, because in the words of Cole, the abused becomes the abuser, and that's just how life goes on. In the reality of trauma, that people re-traumatize and they become the abusers. When you give people a little bit of power after they've been stressed out, after they've had a hard time, they might want to hurt you with it. And something as simple as the power to vote, as long as people felt like they were not going to be hurt by what is happening, they were okay. And we are actively watching the Latinas for Trump, the Christians for Trump, the Muslims for Trump. Farmers are hurting themselves. Spanish people are getting literally snatched up off the streets and shipped all over the world. Gaza is in a worse predicament than it was 2 years ago. Learn how to gray rock. People like us. Learn how to gray rock. Don't tell nobody your business. Don't share anything else. Because this is not our fight. I am not here to say that you should be mean, you should be malicious. I'm not encouraging that by any means. I am saying this is not our fight. Stay out of the way to the best of your ability. Take care of yourself to the best of your ability. As a matter of fact, treat it like COVID. This ain't the first time we had to stay inside with this president. So, yeah, that's it. I'll be back and we'll talk more. I'll talk to you later.